What's going on, lovely people? Welcome into the show. You're tuned in with Fred and Dre, and this is the Flea Flicker Show. What's going on, Fred?
What up, Dre? Liking that L on your forehead. Looks really good on you. Sporting it. Red October, baby. Playoff baseball. Let's go, Phils.
I hope Talia is happy. This is not tape this week, so hopefully it comes off, or my job will probably be talking to me later. Yeah, 4 weeks in a row, I suppose.
Just say you fell asleep at a party and someone wrote on your forehead.
Yeah, I mean, I was at that soccer game, so maybe a party happened afterwards. I don't know.
Maybe one of the rowdy fans just held you down and wrote an L on your forehead.
Maybe they were very rowdy.
Yeah.
Week 6 picks. We're getting through the season pretty quick here. It's kind of crazy. The Eagles and Niners remain undefeated. There's a couple teams that look dead in the water. We mentioned them last week. We'll probably mention them again this week. The AFC North and the AFC South are wide open, and the NFC South is in a three-way tie with the Bucs, Falcons, and Saints. The only team not tied in that group is the Panthers. Yeah, they don't even have a win. Poor Panthers. Speaking of the Panthers, though, even though they're 0-5, they said that they're looking to trade for a number one receiver. So I kind of wanted to throw out some names that they could possibly be looking at.
Shoot them.
Yeah,
I know that they'll help, but
1,
shoot
2,
them.
3, 4, 5. I put six or seven names on here, so let's just go through them. Hollywood Brown and Rondale Moore, both from the Cardinals, I put on here. I think
Are
those
they number one receivers?
Are they is a good question. I don't know.
Would they be better than what Adam Thielen is doing? I feel like they're just on par with DJ Chark.
Yeah, that's a good point. That is a good point. But I do think they want just some more talent in that on that team on the field. So I mean, Hollywood Brown, I think he's in the final year of his contract, so he wouldn't be a terrible choice. He had a good game, pretty solid game, and he's real talented. I agree though. I don't know if he's a number one. He's probably just another number two.
Yeah.
You know, same with Rondale Moore. He might be even like
a 3,
lower par than Hollywood,
or a 4.
Yeah, so I don't know, but maybe they could get those guys for like a lower pick. I don't know, because they don't have a first round pick to trade for this number one receiver they want. A couple other
Honestly,
names.
Trade Adam Thielen. The dude's old. What is he, like 34?
Yeah, he's older for sure.
He's too old for football. I mean, he's performing well right now, but he's being hyper targeted, like 15 targets a game. Trade Adam Thielen. He doesn't fit your long term goal. Like,
good point.
You have a young team. Get rid of the 34-year-old receiver for a pick. You could get a mid round pick for him.
Yeah, they could. That would take away their only like proven receivers right now. But
so what? They suck.
But they're 0-5. They could be tanking for Marvin Harrison if they want a number one receiver, right?
They'll need a first round pick for that though.
Oh yeah, they don't have the first. That's unfortunate.
Trade him. Trade Miles Sanders. Maybe patch them both together.
They gave up a lot for Bryce Young, basically.
Yeah.
A couple more names though. I got Cortland Sutton and Jerry Jeudy from the Broncos. Those are two names to watch out for sure. The Broncos did say that they're not trading them, but like we said in the last recording, we'll see how long that lasts. One thing to say about that is Jerry Jeudy apparently is following like a shitload of Panthers players. So I feel like that might be a little sign. Ooh. Watch for that. I don't know. Another player, Devontae Adams from the Raiders. He's definitely a number one receiver. He'd fit that offense. He is a little older, but he's number one.
Really good.
Yeah. One thing though for him, he doesn't want to get traded. Apparently, I guess he said that he's in Vegas because he's got a bunch of family there and he doesn't really want to move from them. So I don't really see that trade happening. And as long as McDaniels is there, he's probably not going to want to trade his number one receiver either. But he might not be there at the end of the year. Who knows? Also maybe Hunter Renfrow on the Raiders, but he's not really
number one.
He's basically Thielen 2.0. And then one other player I just kind of threw on here right before we started recording, actually. Also not a number one, but Mecole Hardman from the Jets. Apparently the Jets are throwing him on the trade block, so I thought maybe the Panthers will throw like a seventh
It's a little
rounder.
shifty option, but he's not a
Yeah.
not number one.
Yeah, he's younger, quick, could be a guy. Because I don't think they're going to get a number one, to be honest. Maybe Jerry Jeudy, like we said, he followed Panthers. So, yeah, I don't know. What do you think about any of that?
I mean, I think it's a stupid decision for the Panthers to try to trade for a wide
At
receiver.
0
I
and
mean,
5, yeah. I don't.
like a wide receiver is somehow what's holding them back and keeping them at 0 and 5. It's not that they give up like 30 points a game. It's not that Bryce Young just isn't a good quarterback. It's not that they don't have protection on the offensive line. They can't get a run game going at all. And they have Miles Sanders they just gave a bunch of money to. So it's none of those factors, but it's that they don't have a number one receiver. Yeah, a terrible decision.
Yeah, I don't know if they're going to actually go through with this. I feel like they thought they'd be better than 0 and 5, to be honest. But we'll see what happens. Keep Jerry Jeudy on your mind. That's basically what I'm getting out of this.
No, it's interesting you bring up like trade talks because there are a few teams that I think should be selling off pieces. I think the Patriots are one of them. I think they should be selling off veterans on their team and kind of going the youth route. I think they need like a full rebuild. I mean, that division's too good for them to compete right now. They don't have the quarterback to compete. They don't have stud receivers. They don't have. I mean, they had a decent offense a lot of the year, but they had some injuries. I think they could trade away some of the older guys there. I think the Vikings potentially with the loss of Justin Jefferson, you could see a Kirk Cousins move if they don't remain competitive in their division because they're likely not going to catch the Lions. So if a wild card doesn't look like it could be in the foreseeable future with them, you could see them trading off Cousins. There are some teams that could need the quarterback play.
Yeah, Falcons,
You may
Jets.
see the Raiders try to offload Josh Jacobs. I could potentially see that.
Didn't it just
A lot of the but that doesn't necessarily mean that he's not offered on the block. A lot of times people trade guys, and because he's on a long-term deal, more teams are like more willing to acquire them because they know they're going to have them for a couple of years. They're not going to be a one-term rental. And then the Broncos, they should not only trade away their top receivers, but they should trade away a lot of their defensive pieces. Really anybody that doesn't fit with a full reset on that team, they should get rid of. A lot of younger teams too, like the Texans, they should trade Robert Woods. I mean, they have Collins, they have Tank Dell, they have Mechie in the background. Mechie's a really good talent who's just kind of sitting there waiting because Woods is holding that roster spot. But out there, like a lot of those younger teams that are in the building phase, those veterans who aren't real key difference makers don't really fit in my mind.
Yeah, that makes sense. Robert Woods for sure doesn't really fit the Texans rebuild. Another name I randomly thought about that it probably wouldn't happen, but like the Titans, Tannehill, maybe even Derrick Henry, but they are like in the race in that division right now. So I don't.
It'll take more time to develop there for that, and if there is further separation there in that division, you could see King Henry on the move possibly, because they are giving Spears a lot of work as a rookie. So they clearly trust Spears. He's a little bit undersized, but he's more of a Darren Sproles mode. So I don't know that he can be a 3-down back, but they are giving him a lot of work. But Tannehill should be on the move. So should Hopkins.
Would the Ravens trade for Derrick Henry? Maybe they got running back issues.
Dude, that'd be filthy.
The Bills. I don't know. One other trade that I saw going around, I think Twitter maybe, that kind of made me sad was apparently Saquon Barkley. A lot of people are talking about them because he is only on that 1-year
franchise deal.
And they were kind of talking about not bringing him back. And he's a very good talent. So if they were to trade him, this would be the time. This would be the time. He could go. I tried to talk up him going to the Bills last year. I think that would be a great matchup. They do have Cooks, but Saquon is Saquon, and he would make that offense that much nastier.
Yeah, I mean, that can be if he went to the Bills, that's a situation like San Francisco last year getting McCaffrey. So like the Bills or the 49ers had Mitchell, who was a really good running back for them. And then they just traded for McCaffrey, and McCaffrey just set them over the top. So like if the Bills acquired Saquon Barkley and added him to that offense, dude, that's huge. That's massive. Like
that'd make them, if they're not already a Super Bowl contender, which I think they are. that would definitely make them.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah, that's all I got though for trades in my head.
For receivers, I could see the Chiefs acquiring a receiver because no one in that
That's true.
offense
No,
is
good
stepping
point.
up besides Kelsey. So I mean, they have a lot of young names there. So like Rashee Rice did something this week, but Sky Moore is not doing that much. Kadarius Toney is sucking out there. He's terrible.
Makes me happy every time.
A lot of talent, but he just is not good. Even when he gets targets, he's not doing anything with them. So acquiring another receiver, like you could see a Hopkins go in there, try to get a ring for Hopkins. In that offense, he would be disgusting. So
yeah, he would.
Patrick Mahomes throwing to Hopkins would be scary.
That'd probably make them like a Super Bowl favorite.
For sure. If they're not already.
If they're not,
I mean, they're the repeating champs, so they have to be a favorite there, at least top 3.
You got anything else before we get into it?
No, let's get into the games, man.
Yeah, we talked about Jerry Jeudy a little. We talked about the Chiefs maybe trading for a top receiver. Guess what? Thursday night football, the Broncos are heading into Kansas City to take on the Chiefs. I think the Chiefs are kind of going to poop on them. We'll see what happens. Kelsey was a little beat up last week. He's got that ankle injury. Hopefully that doesn't affect him too much in this game. I'm not sure if he's like on the injury report or not, to be honest. I'm sure he is, but hopefully he plays. If that does affect him, then it could make this, I don't know. I was going to say it could make it a sneaky game for the Broncos, but they're so bad.
They're so bad. Yeah, this is like a heavyweight going up against a featherweight. It's not a good matchup. The Broncos are outcoached. And we came into the season thinking Sean Payton was a really good coach. He's going to do a lot with the Broncos, and he has not. Andy Reid is a Hall of Fame coach. He is probably the best coach in the NFL. So this should be an easy game. Mahomes is a far better quarterback than Russell Wilson. Doesn't matter if Kelsey's out or not. Mahomes is still going to spread around and do something. And with the way that Breece Hall tore the Broncos up last week, you could see another Isaiah Pacheco game.
That's what I have too. I think this is a Pacheco watch game. He could go off, and even if he's not going off, the Chiefs will probably pull ahead, and he'll be getting a lot of carries in the third, fourth quarter. You know.
Agreed.
So, yeah, I think it'd be a huge
the Chiefs have an underrated defense. They should definitely be able to slow down the Broncos' moderately good attack.
They're decent offense.
It should be the Chiefs.
Have you seen I'm sure you've seen it. Have you seen the Andy Reid, Pat Mahomes commercial where they're
when he
I laugh.
His fingers go across the table and
every single time, and then Mahomes like,
Dude,
I love that
so
commercial.
Funny. His little mustache is moving up and down, and like giving them nuggies.
They're such a fun team, even if you like kind of hate on them for
I want to root against them, but like Mahomes is very likable, despite sounding like Kermit the Frog. But like,
hello everyone,
he's very likable. I love Andy Reid. I mean, obviously being a Philly guy, love Andy Reid.
Kelsey
is, it's hard not to like Kelsey. Kelsey's a great guy. The Kelsey brothers, so funny. Like their New Heights podcast is excellent. They're a fun team.
They're a fun team. I like it. Let's move though.
Except for Tony.
Screw Tony. I hate Kadarius Toney so much. Let's move though to the London game. Ravens, Titans, Tottenham, London. This is the final London game, the trifecta of London games this year. Home game for the Titans, but not really. This could be, I think, a defensive showdown in Tottenham that we see here. Couple of good defenses. Ravens have been there for a week now. The Ravens are really trying to get into the London feel, the atmosphere. They don't want to be like jet lagged coming off the plane early. So yeah, they've been there. They're going to be there for a week before they even play the game. And the Titans have a different approach. They're practicing at home, and then they're going to fly out there for the game. So that's two different interesting strategies. That I kind of mess with the Ravens strategy a little more than the Titans, to be honest, but I don't know. Basically from this one, I said I'm going to trust Lamar and their kicker, Justin Tucker, just a little bit more to get the dub in a defensive slow cooker.
I like it. Ravens, Titans going to London. I think Titans are taking a Titanic performance in this one. I think you're going to see a lot of King Henry signs, and King Henry's going to erupt for a massive day. Okay. I think it makes sense. Long live King Henry, right? So I'm taking Titans.
I agree. It's a toss-up game for sure. I think the Titans could win it. I think D-Hop could make it interesting, to be
Yeah,
honest. But the Ravens pooped on the Browns. The Titans got pooped on by the Browns. Ipso facto, the Ravens are going to win.
I don't like that logic.
You don't know about
I don't
the
know about that logic.
Oh, okay. Anyway, let's move to 1 p.m. games. The Commanders are heading to Atlanta to face the Falcons. This could be a good one. You were talking to me about it before we recorded. We're not really sure about this one. It could go either
Yeah,
way, really. What
yeah.
do you think?
I'm not really sure either. This can go either way. I think Howell's the better quarterback, but Washington looked really bad this week, at least on
Mm-hmm.
defense. And the Falcons have a good defense. The Falcons should be able to slow down the passing attack, and I think the Falcons give a lesson in aerial support superiority here. So not really, because I don't think Raiders going to air it out, but I think the team with a better running game is going to do better, and I think that's going to be the Falcons. I think the both passing attacks, one's not good, and one is going to be kind of taken out of play because the Falcons do have good pass protection. So I have the Falcons winning it just because of running back superiority.
All right, cool. That makes 2 splits. That makes me a little nervous after last week, but the Commanders have let receivers run wild on them like all year so far. Can the Falcons capitalize on that is my question. I don't know. Drake London could pop off, but he hasn't really done much yet. I agree with you though. Bijan could have a good game. But I feel like I shouldn't. I really in my head, I feel like I should pick the Falcons, but I guess I'm trusting Howell and Scary Terry, Logan Thomas to do just enough to have a fourth quarter comeback and win a fun game.
Yeah, this is just like one of those games where I'm just like, I don't really trust either team, so I don't
Yeah.
really feel confident in either one. I just picked the one that I like more, and I don't really like the Falcons, but I like Bijan, so I just picked Bijan for that. But I looked at last week, I really like the Texans offense, and CJ Stroud didn't get a ton going, and he's a better quarterback than Howell, so I think the Falcons defense can slow them down.
Good points. I hope you're wrong. Let's move to Chicago. Vikings heading there in a divisional matchup that before the season I thought this would be a crap game, but after last week with the Vikings losing Jefferson and the Bears going off, this could be a good one. I don't know. The Bears really showed up. They have a legitimate chance against a struggling Vikings team, and I just don't know what to think. I could definitely see the Bears taking it, but I'm going to trust Kirk to get to Addison for a huge breakout game for him, and a bit of a shootout here. That's basically what I'm thinking, but I feel like you're going to go against me again.
I am going against you again. I am going with the Bears. I think the Vikings are going to get lost in the woods in this, and the Bears are packing a picnic basket. So I think the Bears look really good last week, at least on offense. Vikings can still put up points, but what has helped the Vikings this year is Justin Jefferson. He puts up 150 yards a game. They don't have that threat now. You could see Addison, you could see Osborne do well, but they're not going to do what Justin Jefferson can do. And DJ Moore the last 2 weeks is just absolutely out of his mind. So I think he has another big day against a really bad Vikings defense, and I think the Bears should take it. I think you're going to see some running from Justin Fields as well. I think it's a good day for both of those two.
Yeah, the Vikings defense has definitely been suspect. So your point is well taken. DJ Moore could definitely have another huge game with Fields. And if that's the case, you kind of got to watch out for the Bears to turn the ship around after a horrible start.
Yeah.
But it all starts here.
3 splits early for us, though. So
yeah, I'm very nervous about it. Let's move to Cincinnati and another one that I hope isn't going to be a split, but it might be. T. Higgins, we'll see if he can play for him. This could be another good game, though. There's a lot of hard ones this week. The Bengals finally looked good. They got going. Joe Burrow got his stuff working out. He looked like he could put pressure on that leg and sling it. Jamar Chase went off. It was against a talent-poor Cardinals team, though. The Seahawks are better, and they've had 2 weeks to plan for this offense because they had the bye week. So it could be a close one, but I'm going to say that I trust Pete Carroll and this team to do just enough, probably in the fourth, to take this one. So I'm taking the Seahawks.
Yeah, this is another toss-up game for me. This is a game where I really like the Seahawks and what they have in their offense. They have a lot of pieces. I like Pete Carroll. I like Geno Smith. It's really tough one here. I think the Bengals though are just going to show a little bit more perseverance and come up with the W here. So split 4.
Oh my
Go
goodness.
Bird, baby.
So either I am going to like really bring it back home, or you're going to just annihilate me at this point. We'll see what happens. Split 4. That's crazy. Let's move to one that I really don't think is going to be a split then. 49ers heading into Cleveland to take on the
this isn't a split. We both know where each other are going.
49ers all day.
49ers are going to win this all day. And the Browns fans better hope that it's a brownout and they have a little bit of forgetfulness in this game because they might not want to remember
it. Yeah, I think it'll be a bad day. We're really going to see where Watson is in his attempted return from the 2 years of not playing in this one, because this is a very good defense and Watson could either go down shooting or he can go down whimpering. Like we're going to see it. But yeah.
Deshaun Watson might be victim to some assault himself this week. So,
oh God. Let's push to the Saints heading to Houston and taking on the Texans. This was another tough one for me to pick. Right now, we're not sure if Tank Dell's going to be back. He's still on concussion protocol, I believe. Juwan Johnson, the Saints tight end, is still possibly going to miss it. We'll see, but this could be a good one. The Saints, I feel like, have more talent right now, and maybe you can say they should win it, but for some reason, I still think CJ Stroud is going to make some big boy throws and take this one late in a tough, close game.
I actually agree. This was one I was tossing up, and I was kind of going back and forth whether the Saints or Texans would pull this one out. And I like a lot of the Saints pieces, but the Texans have a very underrated defense, and they should be able to bottle the Saints offense up a little bit. And if Tank Dell's back and healthy, I think I'm more confident in this decision, but I think the Saints win this. I think right now, CJ Stroud's a better quarterback than Derek Carr. And I'm coming with the Texans on this. I think Texans are going to wrangle the Saints.
Yeah, if the Saints can really get Kamara and like Olave going with like a couple big games, then they can take this one for sure. But yeah,
like I think the biggest impact is going to be Kamara. If Kamara can get going, he's a difference maker in himself. I think he's way more of a difference maker than Olave. I mean, not to say Olave is not a really good receiver. He's an excellent talent. He's done a lot so far in the league, but I just think Kamara is that X factor. And the Texans have been pretty decent, and they completely shut down Bijan last week. So outside of one touchdown late in the game, they shut him down completely.
You know what? I'm just going to call it. Nico Collins catches a game winner. Write it down. Boom. Nailed it.
Boom, baby. I'm going to call another thing. John Mechie actually has a good game this year. It's this week. I'm going to say it's his first solid performance of the year. Not a great game, but let's just say like 50, 60 yards, like 5 catches.
I like it. That's very doable. Let's push. Colts heading to Jacksonville, taking on the Jaguars. This is a big game, and Richardson is not going to be there for it, unfortunately. But yeah, like we talked about, Minshew is a solid quarterback, so it should still be a good game. Zay Jones, we'll see if he can play. Like you talked about last video, he's big for this offense to really get them going. The winner of this game is going to take the division lead, I believe, if I did my homework right. That is the division leader who takes this game. So, huge game. The Jags showed up last week against a good Bills team, and I think they'll show up again here. I'm taking the Jags.
Yeah, I think there's a lot to be said about recency. And when you're looking at the Colts and the Jags, the Colts have been, I think, overall the better performer to start the year. But looking at recency, the Jags played the Bills last week. Bills are a Super Bowl contender. The Jags offense showed up. Calvin Ridley woke up, and I think Calvin Ridley is due for another good day against a very beatable pass defense here for the Colts. And I've got the Colts getting caught in a jungle trap here, and the Jags are going to pounce. So I have Jack as well.
Cool. We're not taking as many splits. We'll see if JT can get something going in this one too. He just got paid, so The Colts fans definitely want to see him show
But they're
themselves.
going to keep moving his production gradually. So they don't want to give him the full load right away. Zach Moss is still productive, so it kind of welcomes that strategy to not just push JT into it. So easing him along, getting him up to speed. Etienne had a phenomenal game last week, so watch out for him too.
Who?
Etienne.
Oh yeah. I didn't even mention him. Yeah, good point. Yeah, Ridley and Kirk. I feel like we'll have good games in that one. But let's move. Panthers heading to Miami. Straight up murder. Come on, let's be honest here. It's going to be a straight murder. But hey, any given Sunday, right?
Q Beeman, little Jimmy Fox, any given Sunday. Al Pacino screaming at you from the top of his lungs. Yeah, this one is the laugh for the week. But any given Sunday, right? So like you said, any given Sunday, Panthers. Who knows? Maybe they can pull it off. If the defense can slow down the Dolphins somehow. Maybe they can put up just enough points. But they'll be swimming in troubled waters in this one, and it's going to be a pathetic performance. So this should be a no contest.
Yeah, no A-Chain, no problem. I think Mostert, and I really think they're going to try to get Jeff Wilson to have a big game in his first day back. So watch out for that.
Watch out.
Let's move to the 4 p.m. games. The Patriots heading to Vegas to take on the Master versus, Disciple, I guess, game? Master versus Disciple?
Padawan?
Padawan. Yes. No, Padawan. Apprentice? Sith Lord and Apprentice? Padawan? I don't know. But we got Belichick versus McDaniels in a possibly fun game?
No, it's not going to be fun at all.
No, not fun at all.
Not fun at all. And not because the Raiders are amazing, but it's because the Pats are just terrible. So I think Crosby's going to have another big game. The Pats can't seem to stop any pass rush. And whether it's Mac Jones or Zappy out there, they're going to feel a lot of pressure and they're going to be on their back. So I'm saying Patriots walk the plank in this one and going Raiders.
That makes a lot of sense. And I do want to take the Raiders, but I just don't think that Belichick is going to let McDaniels come into his area and win this game. So I'm going to take, despite them looking absolutely horrendous the last few games and Mac Jones possibly not even starting in this one, I'm still going to take the Patriots. Maybe this is why I have an L on my forehead, but I'm taking the Patriots.
But hey, I took the Cardinals last week. I took, who's the other upset I did last week? The Vikings. I took a few upsets that probably shouldn't have been, but
pan out.
We'll see. They didn't pan out. I mean, I understand that Bill Belichick is like the greatest coach to ever be in the NFL, possibly. But they just look so bad right now. They're giving up so many points. Their offense can't score. They scored 3 points in the last 2 weeks. The Raiders don't have a great defense, but I think they have just enough of a defense. And what the hell are the Pats going to do against Jacoby Myers and Devontae Adams and Josh Jacobs? There's just too many options there.
True.
It's also Garoppolo versus Belichick. So
yeah.
I think
Garoppolo versus Mac.
Garoppolo and McDaniels are both going to want the W real bad. And Jacoby Myers.
And Bill's
Myers was with the Pats last year, so it's
not giving it to him.
The comeback game for a few guys.
Yeah, it is. I think Mac Jones, if he plays, will do better in this one, though.
I don't. Nope. Not at all. He's done. He's out of the league.
He's out of the league. Get him out of there. No one even wants him. Yeah. Queue up a Sith Lord there too. I don't know if you can do that, but bing bang boom. Let's move to the Tampa Bay Buccaneers hosting the Lions. This one, did you say game of the week? What were you talking about? Wait a minute. Are you talking about?
I'm asking what one you want to have as the game.
I'll get to it. I got it in mind. This one was actually close. Detroit and Tampa. I thought about this one being the game of the week. I think this is going to be a really good game. We'll see if Amon-Ra plays. That'll be huge if he can get in. Gibbs. Hopefully all the Lions injured players can come for this one. And the Bucs, Mike Evans, I think he's practicing. I got to look it up again. But he got hurt. So there's huge players that really need to play because this is a big game.
Yeah. If Mike Evans doesn't play, it's going to be really tough for Baker and company. But I just think the Lions are too good. I think the Bucs are going to get lost at sea in this one, and the Lions are going to come away with a win. So the Lions are probably the third best team in the NFC. They should be right there and competing at the end of the season. And their defense is very good compared to last year, and I think they'll be able to slow down the Bucs offense. And I don't think the Bucs defense can slow down the Lions offense. The Lions offense is very, very good.
True. I think if Amon-Ra misses it though, and if maybe the Bucs can just try to focus on stopping Montgomery, then the Lions could struggle a little bit. But I'm going to take the Lions too, for sure. I think it'll be a fireworks game. I think I like the Bucs a lot better than you do, though.
I just don't like Baker.
Yeah, that's fair. I kind of like Baker, to be honest, but not all the time.
Mostly because he's a Sooner.
And you don't like the Sooners because they beat Texas.
Yeah.
Yeah. So we both take the Lions, though. Let's move to the Cardinals, heading to Rams Stadium. James Conner is going to miss this game. He's injured. So the Cardinals...
Yeah, he might get placed on the IR.
Yeah, the Cardinals, I don't even know, like, they just brought up Tony Jones from the Saints. They got Keontae Ingram. They got Imari Demarcado, some wild names in there, but I don't even know.
Demarcado was the guy that stepped up last week, but granted, they didn't have Jones because they just picked him up from the Saints squad. And then Ingram wasn't even active last week. So while there is a huge push for people to sign Demarcado, I think you have to look at the fact that Ingram wasn't active.
Mm-hmm.
And then they didn't have Tony Jones. So even if they go with Demarcado, I feel like it's likely a split.
Yeah, I think
he's a rookie this year, right? And he's undrafted. So I don't think an undrafted rookie is just going to command the backfield.
Yeah, I think the Cardinals are kind of screwed, to be honest, in this one. I'm definitely taking the Rams. I think they're going to pull away. I don't know if it'll be early because the Cardinals do fight. They fight, but they're definitely going to pull away at some point. There's just too much for the Cardinals. Coop and Puka should have big games, and that should be it.
I agree. I think the Cardinals are going to get the horns in this one, and the Rams are going to take the Cardinals out of flight. It should be Rams all day in my mind. Both Cardinals might keep it around for a little bit, but the Rams just have too much with Cooper, with Puka, with Tutu, with Kyron. There's too much for them to deal with.
I agree. Yeah, let's move to your team, though. The Philadelphia Eagles heading to MetLife, taking on the Jets. Do you know if Fletch is going to be back?
I think he should be back. I think he was. I don't think it was like he's fully out this week right away. I think it was more so kind of being tentative with him. I think he'll be back.
Yeah. Either way,
even if he's not, the Eagles' defensive line's really good.
Yeah. Either way, I'm thinking like there's a couple good defenses here, but only one really good offense. So I think we're both taking your team, the Eagles. Could this be a Zach Wilson replacement game? I feel like he might do absolutely horrible.
He might do really bad. It might be trouble for him with the Eagles' offensive line, and I really just think the Eagles are going to swoop down like birds of prey and pounce on the Jets offense, really. So it's a real Top Gun scenario, except instead of Tom Cruise, it's Zach Wilson and a bunch of football players, and instead of fighter jets, it's the Jets. So the Eagles are going to leave them left in the tarmac and come away with a W here.
Yeah. Do you agree with me in thinking that this could be a Devontae watch game?
I hope so.
Because I think Sauce is going to do pretty solid. I'm assuming he's going to cover AJ.
I'm assuming. I mean, the last few weeks, it's been the AJ Brown show, really, after he got in Jalen Hurts' face about not throwing to him. AJ Brown can be a little bit of a diva sometimes. So, I do think that it'll be Sauce covering him a lot of the time. So Devontae's going to be open, and they're really bad against tight ends. So you could see another Dallas Goedert game.
Good points. We're both taking the Eagles then. Let's push to Sunday Night Football in a hitter. Giants heading to the Buffalo Bills Stadium. Yeah, I don't know. This might be awful. Saquon ate Thomas. Daniel Jones might even miss it. Yeah, Giants are dead. They're dead in the water. Bills should run circles around them. Both sides
really poor battle for New York action here, New York fandom, but it's really going to be the little Giants that show up for this game. It's not going to be very good. The Bills are just too good, even despite their injuries. there's not really much the Giants offense is going to do.
Mm-hmm.
Their only hope is to have Saquon Barkley back to really have any type of offensive identity. And is he coming back?
I don't know. We're
Probably
not
not.
sure.
Probably doesn't want to come back, right?
He
Probably just
thought
wants to be traded.
he thought about he was almost like coming back last week, so maybe he'll be ready for this one. But even then, I don't think they're going to be able to do really here.
It could be one that like the Bills like offense weirdly struggles. They have those off games where they just kind of don't perform well. I think a lot of it is because Josh Allen sometimes kind of plays down to the competition and tries to play hero ball. So instead of actually taking what the defense gives him, he just kind of slings it 55 yards down the field and overthrows the receiver a lot of times. And if he's not connecting those, he either puts up a ton of points or really struggles and throws like 4 picks. So it could be a weird game. And for that reason, I just didn't have it as my stinker of the week, as my any given Sunday game. But yeah, Bills take this.
Yeah, but one little fun thing: if DJ doesn't get the start, Tyrod Taylor could make the start against his old team. So yay,
Tyrod Taylor.
I think James Cook is going to get a lot of work in this one.
Speaking of James, I think our buddy James would be very happy to see Tyrod Taylor. James was a big Tyrod Taylor guy.
Yeah, good point. What is your hitter of the week?
The hitter of the week.
Did you say it?
I think it is also the any given Sunday game because the Dolphins and Panthers. The Panthers just suck.
Yes, sir. I mean, maybe the Giants could be the any given Sunday game too.
It's really either for me. I think. In my mind, I think I put the Giants as the any given Sunday and the Panthers as the shitter. Just because the Panthers, I don't really see doing anything. The Dolphins offense doesn't really skip a beat unless they're playing a really good defense, which the Panthers aren't. The Giants, I think it's the any given Sunday for me, just because Bills sometimes don't show up and the Giants are a really weird team. So
yes, they are.
They're really weird. You don't know what's going to happen. I mean, Daniel Jones had a 33-point outing against the Cardinals early in the year. So if it's a game similar to that, like, who knows?
Yeah, the defense, they could step up, I guess.
Yeah.
We'll see. Let's move
the Bills just had so many injuries on defense, so a lot can happen. But real quick before I move to the next game, trade alert. The Falcons just traded for
breaking news
with the Rams for Van Jefferson. So Falcons get another receiver to add to their poor quarterback play.
Good for them. We'll see if it helps, I guess. I don't know.
Yeah, probably not.
Yeah, let's move though to Monday Night Football. Cowboys heading to the Charger Stadium, where the Chargers don't usually get a lot of fans. So I mean, maybe the Cowboys will have the stadium in their hands.
Let's see.
It'll be big to see if Eckler can play in this one. They had the bye week, so hopefully we'll see him back, and then hopefully Herbert's broken finger doesn't affect him either. I think this, and you might totally disagree with me, but I put this one as the game of the week.
Okay. I don't know if we'll split on it, but we'll see. What's your take?
We'll see. Game of the week. Chargers. They get 2 weeks to plan for the boys and heal the guys that I just talked about. They have tape from the 49ers game now that worked very well against the boys and that good, apparently, defense. The Cowboys, they really need to come back from a terrible loss, firing on all cylinders. I think CeeDee Lamb will get going. This isn't a Chargers defense that is known to be good. The Chargers, they're too good to get shut down, but honestly, I don't trust their coaching staff. They like to lose big games. And the Cowboys, they just got shit on, and I think they're going to come out and try to make a statement here, even though I've been shitting on them this entire season. I'm taking the boys in my game of the week.
All right, so we are splitting.
I knew it!
We are splitting, so let's leave it as game of the week then. So I got the Chargers zapping the Cowboys and coming in and shocking Dallas Nation. Broken finger or not, I think Herbert is the far better quarterback in this game.
Oh, agree.
Dak Prescott is pretty good. I think Khalil Mack can make a lot of noise this game. It'll be seeing Parsons versus Khalil. And then big thing for the Chargers is they get Eckler back this week. Because they're getting Eckler back, that is one of the best offensive players in football. I don't see the Cowboys stopping him like they couldn't stop Christian McCaffrey. I see the I see the Charger Nation taking this.
Yeah, and I knew you would. That's why I'm screwing myself over and making that the game of the week.
All right. Well, let's hope you get an L again. Make it 5 weeks in a row.
Oh, God. That just means I have to root for the Cowboys. Oh, why did I do that? I'm a fool. We do have a couple teams on a bye week. The Packers and the Steelers. The Packers, Aaron Jones, they got a lot of injured stars. They got to heal up and hopefully come back strong.
Yeah, Jones got to heal up. Watson still isn't fully healthy. He's got to heal up.
Yep.
So
you can tell. And then the Steelers, hopefully Deontay Johnson's fine after they come back. He should be coming off IR.
He's supposed to be coming back after this week. Yeah. They've been saying for a while they expect him back week 7. So cool. That's huge for that offense.
Freiermuth too, tight end.
Yeah.
Yeah. So a couple of teams that kind of needed the bye here. Yeah. That's all I got for them though. Last week I talked a little too much about the bye week. So
yeah, that's pretty much everything.
Yeah. So that covers it all. So please like, comment, subscribe. If you don't like what you talked about, if you don't like that I just changed everything up and went for the Cowboys, talk crap. Let me know. Talk crap to Fred, please. Yeah,
Fred, if you don't like how much I shit on Mac Jones and the Patriots, let me know in the comments. I think you shit. Maybe you don't. Maybe you do, and you have another option for them besides Will Grier. Yeah. If you also think the Panthers might be good and Bryce Young isn't a bust, then comment for that as well. But I think he's a bust, and the Panthers are. So,
Fred, where can people find us?
Yeah, you can check us out on Instagram. You can see our fantasy waiver predictions, start 'em, sit 'em, injury updates, really anything there. Check out our Twitter, check out TikTok. You can see us wherever you get your podcasts, primarily Amazon, Apple, and Spotify. And then obviously check us out here on YouTube. See our lovely mugs and get the insights, get the recaps, and like, subscribe, follow.
Until next time, flea bags and Fleabag Nation. Peace out.
Later.